URT. Pick up the URT. We are the URT. You are the URT. Like and subscribe and share for the URT. Smash a like, people. Let's be having you. Welcome back to the channel. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big up King Soul. He's already here. Yeah, big up, Soul. Appreciate you. There's a like button on your way in. Big up to the people, man. Big up. Sorry we're a bit late. We were getting back. Just met a friend and we're having a chit-chat. Time flies. You know how it goes, people. You know how it goes. And please smash a like on the video. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Manchester United Spurs preview. And then we're going to be discussing about all the different interviews that Amorim has done, basically saying Kobe Mainoo's not getting in my team, basically. Yeah, so welcome to that, people. But please, welcome, smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, hopefully some of the boys are going to be jumping on. Yeah, for the Spurs, for Manchester United Spurs preview. And any other thing, any other news of Manchester United news, but you know how we always say in it, it's Glazers, it's Radcliffe. And Radcliffe out always. We keep that 100%, people. But yeah, Spurs versus Manchester United, mate. It's usually T-O-T. T-O-T-N-U-N. That's how it is, people, yeah. Yeah, there we go, people. We're live. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But let me just hit you with the intro, so you know. URT, who are we? This is the URT. Big up the URT. Let's be having you. Yeah, people, we're talking about Manchester United. Spurs versus Manchester United. Obviously, we've lost to Spurs, so big up. I am Titanium says, Nura, we can't stop. We've got Nura, can we stop losing to Spurs? I mean, we've become the new Spursy, mate. I would never, Fergie, one of the most famous lines is that Fergie will always say, it's only Spurs, lads. And now, Spurs fans are saying, and Spurs coaches are saying, it's only Manchester United, folks. Can you imagine a turnaround? And it's like night and day. It's like different universe. It's like the universe turning upside down. Could you imagine that Manchester United have become the Spursy? Big up, what's that Italian defender called? Somebody remind me of the Italian defender who played for Juventus. When they beat them, he was like, everybody talks about it. It's the history of Tottenham Hotspur. It's the history of Tottenham. Was it Calarini? What was his name? Somebody please tell me in the chat. What was his name? But yeah, this is an easy way to beat Spurs. Their midfield is very physical, so our flanks are all used to flanks all time. We're gonna get bullied properly, man. Big up. Did you see the comment I wrote about being a disgrace? Let me just get this. Big up to you. Big up to you, man. Yeah. We're gonna come to that. Listen, I'm gonna start that, and I'll go to it when we start talking about that. Big up Dino, URT. Hope you're all doing well. I have the bad feeling about tomorrow game. I think we're going to lose. I hope I'm wrong. Well, I hope we're all wrong, man. I hope we're all wrong. But big up to everybody, man. Please smash a like in and subscribe to the channel. People are saying, you know what? Look, El Chiellini, big up to you. Dada. Big up, Dada. Chiellini, yeah, the Chiellini was like, this is the history of the Tottenham. This is the history of the Tottenham, you know. My guy, I watched the overlap. Actually, they went to see him. The United players went to see him. I think Keane and that went to see him. And he was talking about it. And basically, he was saying that if he could have come close to signing for Manchester United and Chiellini, yeah. Big up to Chiellini, man. He's absolutely hilarious, man. That time when the Juventus knocked them out of the Champions League, man, it was the most hilarious shit, man. I was just like, this is the level of shithousery. For him to stand there after the game to talk about how they knocked them out, and this is the history. You know, for him to talk about the history of the Tottenham, it's unbelievable, man. So yeah, big up to the people. I found that really hilarious. But what I'm telling you, what I'm saying to you is that from then history, Jamie knows there are a couple of you who are old enough on the chat tonight who understand that history between Spurs and Manchester United. I know Fergie, you know, I think we were 3-0 down at halftime. And apparently Fergie said to them, boys, it's only Spurs. And we came back at the old White Hart Lane and we smashed them 5-3. I'll never forget that game. I'll never forget that game because I'm right. United are what? 3-0 down at halftime. I remember Andy Cole scored. I think Beckham scored one of the first goals to make it 3-1. Andy Cole, Sebastian Veron, like so many United players scored. But yeah, it was like, boom. We beat them 5-3, man. It was no panic whatsoever. So if you would have said to me, like Manchester United are going to be the new Spursy in the way that they are getting beaten so many getting beaten finals, you know, using the Europa League, 2 Europa League finals, losing the FA Cup final. Like, you would never have thought no chance United are like that. But United are the new Spursy, whether we like it or not. Yeah, Laurent Blanc scored as well. There you go. Big up 7-7. Yeah. Big up Bombay. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're having it. We're talking about, in terms of Spurs, like we're talking about the famous words of Fergie. You know, Fergie used to come out and say, this is Spursy. You know what I mean? This is only Spurs. And we talk about what the Spursy thing is. But unfortunately, we've lifted the Spursy thing out of Spurs because they won a trophy. They beat us in the final. So they don't have that tag anymore, and we are the new Spursy. We finished 15th, they finished 16th, whatever. But we're the new Spursy because we bottle more games than Spurs these days. You know, they've been in the Champions League, I think, same time as us in recent years. You know, qualifying for the Champions League and actually going to a final. They've been in more recent final in the Champions League than us. So, yeah, it's really interesting. But all I'm saying to you is that from remembering, I always used to like watching Spurs in terms of football because they always used to have good players and they always used to play good football. That was my memory of Spurs, you know? My memory of Spurs was that they played good football growing up. What was your narrative of Spurs? How did you know them as a club? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Similar to you, Spurs are a team that on their day, it's a tricky game for everybody, and they make the Premier League a good league. It's one of those teams that can beat the big boys. They've never been a big team. They've been, upper end of the leagues type of team, like top 8. And it's a good team to have in the league. You know, they can give us a game, City a game, Liverpool, everybody. It's a reasonably big game. But when they turn up, when it matters, they seem to falter. You know, Champions League, Cup finals. The only one they won obviously against us. You could say that we're, similar in that sometimes when it matters, we fall short. But we've won a lot of trophies, despite the fact that we've gone through quite a few managers, a lot of players, lots of money spent, lots of mismanagement, but we still do get the trophies when it matters. If you look at the last, 10 years, just we've won a lot, not the major stuff, but they coveted a trophy and they had their chances a lot and they failed. We failed sometimes, but we've won every trophy you can win outside the league and the Champions League. So, we're not like that, but we're inconsistent. That's for sure. Yes, Luani, how are you, brother?
Good evening, brothers. Good evening, brothers and sisters in the chat. Bumaye, what's
Luani,
up?
What's up, bro? I thought that I was looking at you above your head, behind you.
Yeah.
There's something. I thought you had maybe dreads. Look, can you see it?
You're gonna have to finance a trip to Turkey for me to get dread.
I'll come with you, bro.
Okay.
I'll
tell you who will love that. My wife.
Oh, really?
She would love me to have dread,
Are you, Luani?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, man.
Happy to be here with you guys, brother Nuruddin.
Yeah, how you been, man? How's the
you.
family? How you been? Obviously, crazy things are going on, but yeah, New York after the election, Sora Mandani.
Yes.
How's the feeling?
Feeling is great on my level.
Is he the mayor of? No, he's not the mayor of the Greater New York. He's mayor of just. New York
he's
City.
mayor of New York City, but as somebody who live in New York State, is almost New York City is New York State. A lot of people would disagree with that, but most of the money coming that is funneling all the thing in the state come from the city. There was a time where people in the state didn't want nothing to do with the people in the city anymore because they said there were too many regulations. For example, the gun laws are more relaxed in New York State than in the city. There's no gun allowed in the city. So most of the people in the country, in the state, look at people in the city as liberal. That's the word they use and all of that. But they finally figure out the hard way that all the funding is coming from the city. All the money that the city make is what serves to finance the state. So, yeah.
What's your take
without New York City,
Zohran?
there won't be New York State.
But how do you feel
I love him.
I
think we had a few streams back then. At the end of the stream, I kind of big him up. I say I wanted him to win.
Yeah.
Look, he's the candidate that we all need. Now the issue now is that how are people going to block him from doing the thing, from carrying out the things that he wants to do?
Yeah.
Because he has made a lot of enemies, especially in the billionaire class.
Yeah.
And we as humans, we are bizarre, Mandani is there saying all he wants is affordable housing, affordable living for everybody in the city and in the state by extension. And people still find a problem with that. And they use their regular ammo. They're saying that he's an anti-Semite, he's a Muslim. What does Muslim have to do? Being a Muslim have to do with policies? That's all they have. So we wait and see.
Very ugly from
100%.
Very, very.
Yeah, the Zionists, man. Too many Zionists, man. Too many Zionist billionaires. Fuck the Zionist billionaires.
Everybody who lives in New York know what the Como family is.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time. The father, the son. Yeah, we know what they are. So, time for fresh new ideas.
Yeah. Big up, people. Please smash a like on your way and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. The least you can do, people. Honestly, I'm serious. The other night, I was thinking about giving up YouTube because being shadow banned is not great. But people not liking the video is like the biggest insult to injury. I don't mind being shadow banned because my values are important. But the biggest insult is that you guys not liking the video. Like what? You're watching it already, so just like the video. It takes 2 seconds, not even that, a second, just to go boom.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
people, if you like
Especially
the content,
if you hate the Glazers, yeah. If you hate the Glazers, especially, like smash a like on the video. Big up Shakara. Everybody was at fault. Greensmith, don't fucking dare to blame on one player. Amorim couldn't even effing and blinding. Yeah, my big up Cameron. What's good, man? What's good, people, man? Come on in. Our defensive shit midfield is beyond horrible. We can't get the attack to play fluidly. This is clearly going to be a Tottenham win. Yeah, baller. Boy, oh boy. I wish I could say we are wrong.
They're flying high a little bit now after what they did in the Champions League. Not a very good team, but still, you know, it's a good result. Plenty of goals.
Yeah.
A few names on the score sheet. Be a difficult game, man. There's no easy games, I don't think. And
but let's talk about it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me give you my 2 pence. I don't see Manchester United winning this game, and if we do, then that means that Spurs will the shocking start to the Premier League season at home. They only won 1 game. I think they lost so many games at home. They only won 1 game. The last team to beat them was the London Derby, and it was Chelsea. And the player who dominated that game, if you watch that game again or go and find the highlights of that game, is Caicedo. Caicedo absolutely bullied them in the midfield. He won every tackle. He wins the ball twice to set up the goal for the Brazilian striker, for the Chelsea Brazilian striker. Like, it's unbelievable if you watched even the goal. But he absolutely bullied them. They couldn't get out. I don't even think they had a shot on goal. It's the first time ever Thomas Frank has managed a team where they didn't have 1 shot on target. So they were horrible. The players were telling Thomas Frank to F off. Then they played against Copenhagen midweek and they hit them for 4. They hit them for 4-0. And Van der Fake, is it Van der Ben? Is that his name? The Dutch player, centre half. Yeah, he scored one of the best goals I have ever seen anybody score. He took the ball from his own 18-yard box and then took it to the other 18-yard box and finished it. He just ran with the ball. And I remember he did that at Old Trafford, if you don't remember. He did that. He ran with the ball, Old Trafford, and then crossed it over, tap in for, I think it was Johnson or somebody. So I can 100% see that. I'm getting flashbacks of what Liverpool, Curtis Jones, picking up the ball and just running past Bruno and Casemiro. We've got no physicality and no real pace. They couldn't even get close to him to foul him. I can clearly see Van der Beek doing that unless somebody's willing to take a yellow card and do a tactical foul. Like, I can see that happening. And I look at a player like him and I think, damn, he would be so perfect for this Amorim system. A player like him, a guy who can take the ball, actually, who's comfortable with the ball and can break lines. Because when you're playing 3 at the back, that's what you have to do. The left-sided and the right-sided centre-halves have to be able to do that, be able to carry balls and break the line, especially when you're playing against the low-block teams. So, 100%. Nah, the expression ain't cooking no one because we're shit. So, we ain't cooking nobody. Nobody can cook us because, listen, these dickheads cook me every fucking day. What are we doing here? Radcliffe and Glazers, Jim Glazer cook me as a United fan. I had United fan every single day because of their ownership. So yeah. But anyway, so for me, I think tomorrow it's paramount that Manchester United do not concede first because it's a big game. Because we've been their bitch. They beat us 4 times. I think 4 times. Last time we beat them was Ten Hag's first season at Old Trafford, 2-0. And that was actually the best game of Ten Hag in Ten Hag's era. Do you know that? Genuinely, that was the best game of Ten Hag in Ten Hag's era.
Yeah.
Yeah? And we beat them comfortably. And that was the night where Ronaldo got subbed and I think he left the stadium, if I'm not mistaken. And then that overshadowed the win because Ronaldo got subbed and then left, or he didn't come on or whatever. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, for me, Manchester United have to score first. And we've got to then hit them. But the midfield battle, good night, Vienna. Absolutely, we're not winning no midfield battle because I genuinely don't think Manchester United can dominate anybody with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. I don't know what you guys see, but what I see, it's just weaklings who get, after 60 minutes, both of them gas out and people start walking all over us. And even in the game, Bruno's not physical. He doesn't even know how to foul properly. Like, and Casemiro just headless, like in his fouling, like physicality of the ball is just non-existent. You get 2 yellows within 5 minutes and he can get sent off. We saw that. So at the end of the day, they're gonna be. It's the things up front. What do they have? Who would play against us tomorrow? If they play Richarlison, I think Richarlison would control Manchester United. They've signed Kudus. He's a big player for them. Brandon Johnson is the guy who scores against us when they beat us. He's been scoring the goals. So they're at home. They need to change the form around. And I think they could do it tomorrow. But big up Sean. Sean, thanks for joining us.
I'm good. Big up, guys. I'm just listening to you paint such a dire picture, of things.
It's a dire picture.
Yeah, I mean, sure. That's
because Manchester United are going, because the record is there. Manchester United have been beaten by Spurs for the last 4 times. So the record is there for a reason, and they've got similar players, and the core of the players are still there, and they got our number. We could do shit. We didn't do anything to them in the league last season. They beat us comfortably. There is not one game I could look at and say we were unlucky against Spurs, or refereeing decision took the game away from us.
Sure.
I don't think that. So what you're talking about, what am I painting you? I'm just speaking the facts. Now, if the facts are hurting your feelings,
no. So let me provide the alternative view, right? Because that's the glass half empty perspective. It's the same glass we're talking about. Just somebody sees it as half empty, somebody sees it as half full. I think you can apply that same logic to away at Anfield. Based on your own predictive model, by all indications and the track record. No, I know. You want to make a point about being a derby and how form goes out the window, all of that. But let's have the conversation.
No. One thing I will say to you, I said before the Liverpool preview, I said Amorim's best game, Bruno Fernandes' best game since being at Manchester United was Anfield away last season. Manchester United should have beaten Liverpool last season. I talked about it. Maguire missed that, but we should have beaten them. We were by far, that was the best performance in my lifetime I have ever seen Manchester United go there and play at Anfield. So that's what I said.
If you're telling me
the same about Spurs.
If you're telling me November 7th, 2025, that before the Liverpool game you thought we were going to win, I take you as your word, right? Sure. No? Okay.
That was the best performance of Amorim as a Manchester United coach, and the best game, in my humble opinion, and the best Manchester United performance in the history of Manchester United Liverpool that I've ever watched. That's what I said. And who's here? Luani was here, and Ben.
We don't need this sidebar conversation of just
we can still get beat. We can still get beat. But I didn't say that. What I'm telling you about beating us.
Yeah.
In all competition, I think it's 5 times they've beaten us.
Yeah, but I'm making a more, I think, interesting points, right? And I'm taking your facts when you say the fact of the glass being 50% full. And I'm making a point about somebody sees it as half empty, somebody sees it as half full. We're both speaking about facts. So I'm not disputing your facts. I'm just going to point to some facts that I think give me a little bit of confidence about the game. Such as the fact that we're playing a lot better this season than we did last season. Right? Defensively, we seem more solid. We're scoring a lot more goals. The team.
Our away record. Talk to me about our away record.
Right.
At home. Home, we are so much better than we were last season at home. Away record is despicable and disgusting.
So you're right.
Tell me about the away record. Tell me about the away record.
So let's say I grant everything that you're saying, that our away record is trash, right? I'm situating that away record in the context of this season and the form that we are in. That's the context that I want to look at this game against Spurs. So I accept everything that you're saying for the last few seasons. But I'm saying this season, I'm seeing a different United team. Now, this game against Spurs is important, right? Because we've taken a few steps forward, and I personally, in my opinion, the game against Forest was a step back. So I think we could either regress against Spurs tomorrow, or we continue to cement the progress that we're making. So don't worry, within a few hours, you're going to be proven right. It's 4 a.m. tomorrow morning for me, right? I'm going to be up to watch the game for sure.
Because some people are saying your audio is quite bad. Sean,
I mean, if the guys on the panel can hear me,
people genuinely, is there something wrong with Sean's audio? If you're watching, go ahead, Sean. Just carry on, Sean. I'll mute.
Yeah, no. So I'm just saying that, like, the game, it's going to be a difficult game, but like I have a bit more confidence in this United team because I've seen better performances from them this season, right? And so if you want to look at the track record and focus on all the ways in which this United team is bad, I think that's your prerogative, right? And everyone is entitled to do that. I'm saying I have a bit more confidence in this team than I did a month ago or 2 months ago, and that's because I've seen a lot of progress from them. I've seen Amorim sort of kind of learning from his mistakes. I've seen Bueno get into form, Cunha get into form, Mason Mount step up when called to. I've seen Casemiro, be a steady Eddie throughout the season. I've seen De Ligt become an immense footballer. I've seen Luke Shaw, kind of sort of find his way into being a consistent performer for United. I've seen Maguire step up when he needed to. I'm looking at Lamens basically, and I'm finding myself celebrating when the goalkeeper, comes out to claim a corner kick. So like the team seems a bit more stable, right? So even if we're not gonna win the Premier League this season, or we're not gonna fix every single thing that was wrong, I think all I could have asked for from Amorim this season was to improve on last season, and I'm seeing that, and I think I'm seeing a lot of it. It gives me some confidence for tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I'm just on my phone. I've just listened to Sean's audio, and it seems fine. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. The glitch must be just on your lot. Maybe it's all your internet, because you seem fine to me. Big up, Ben. I hope you're well. How you doing?
Yes, big up, people. Good evening, everyone. Good
up,
evening
Ben.
to the
Good
chat,
evening,
man. Hit the likes, people, and subscribe. Yeah, man, I'm good. Blessed, bro. Looking forward for the game tomorrow. I'm not confident at all. I can't lie. Spurs have had our number in the last 3 or 4 years. So, look, I want to win. I want to win tomorrow. I think it's a 6-pointer tomorrow for both managers, for Frank and Amorim. But it actually could be huge for us because obviously Man City and Liverpool play the weekend. Arsenal away to Sunderland, which is a hard place to get a result at. And yeah, we just need to worry about ourselves and stop, just focus on ourselves and just, I hope the players are up for it tomorrow, man. Like I didn't like the way the players' mentality was at the Nottingham Forest game, especially in the second half. We just looked depressed as fuck. And yeah, look, it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be a difficult game, bro. Like we never really usually do well at 12:30 kickoff games, which is a concern, man. But look, I just hope the players are up for it, man, because the players seem to like going down to Dublin for just for the sake of it and perform down there. So look, I think it's just crucial. I do not want no draw. I'm sorry, people. A lot of people are going to be thinking like, yeah, a draw could be a good result because obviously it is a hard place to actually get a result at. But
No,
I'm sorry,
not this season, really. Not this season.
Spurs is home.
Sorry, Ben.
Spurs.
Not this season. They're
No,
crap.
no.
They've only won one game
Spurs,
at home.
they're home, yeah, 100%. I want to win. I want to win. I really want to win. I think, and as well as this, bro, after this game, it's fucking international break. I don't want to be going into Spurs tomorrow, losing. The first game of the Premier League this weekend is us, and us losing straight away, and it's just, well, even though it doesn't ruin my weekend, Man United never ruins my weekend, but we're just going in the international break saying, oh, Amorim this, players that, Amorim must adapt, Amorim must do this, Amorim must do that, like, I just think he's going to get a lot of stick if he loses tomorrow, man, but if we win, it just boosts that team's confidence so much again, man, because our next game is Everton at home. Obviously, our home record has actually been really good, But it's this game tomorrow and the Crystal Palace game away. Them two games, I'm looking that they're like basically they're the important games because Crystal Palace away is going to be so difficult to people. But nevertheless, people, I think we've just got to kick on from the first minute. I think we've just got to silence the Spurs crowd from the very go of the from the kickoff, and I just hope we win tomorrow, man. I think it's whoever loses tomorrow. Honestly, it's gonna be dark, man. It is gonna be dark, and like all the Amorim riders are all waiting for for Amorim to fuck up again, especially against Spurs, man, because they've had our number. But big up everyone, smash the like, people. I'm great to be here, man. Great to be here.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah,
Big up,
people,
mate.
listen, I've gone on the phone because I'm trying to turn off my internet and turn it back on. But yeah, carry on, Luwani. Give me what you think about the game. I'm trying to sort the internet out. Steve's my side. I don't think it's my side. Everything's working all right. But it could be YouTube, or it could be the people who are shadow banning us. Maybe we're talking about...
Yep. I mean, when it comes to tomorrow's game, I'm not gonna go in and say that we're not gonna win the game because as far as I'm concerned, the way the league is going this season, any game that we don't play against City or Arsenal, we can win them. That's just the nature of the league. City and Arsenal are the only team that are clearly proving that they have a certain level of consistency or they have found a certain rhythm to what they're doing. So, but we cannot approach this game tomorrow thinking of Tottenham as the same way we thought about them during the tenure of Ange Postecoglou. Putting that the final game on the side because it was just a one-off game and Postecoglou decided he was going to be pragmatic. The other games that they play with us, there is two noticeable absence compared that game to the one we're playing tomorrow, which is Kulusevski and James Maddison, which were their main creators when Ange Postecoglou had them. Now, during those games, I knew we didn't have that much chance because of the way Ange played with those two creative midfielders. He needed an element of control and creativity, and by moving his line up, that kind of suit him. They will take the game away from us, and every time they create opportunity and they beat us. But this game particularly, the absence of those two, while it can be seen as a weakness, actually, I think it benefits the type of manager they have now, a level of pragmatism into this team, and because he doesn't have Maddison and Kulusevski, he's forming a team of bullies. So what I'm looking at tomorrow is if we play the type of game that we have played with previous team, in which clearly Amorim have advocated to fight for second ball. Like he goes long, he waits for the second ball, the 50-50 in the midfield, and then play on the right side through Ahmad and Bomo and make us a little bit one-dimensional. It's not going to work well for us because obviously Mr.
Thomas Frank.
Coach of Tottenham, Thomas Frank. Yep, he's probably going to stuff that midfield, and they're going to bully us. They'll bring the intensity, and I don't advocate for Amorim to go direct. So I think what we need to do to win this game is just take the creativity, like flip the card on them, and take the creativity and the control of the game by playing our most creative players. I'm not saying necessarily Kobe Mainoo to start, but even if Kobe Mainoo doesn't start, Amorim have to advocate for a mid-block and play most of the game, try to play most of the game on the wing and creating through the middle, not try to do the 50-50 thing and go direct with them, because at this stage, these guys they are more athletic. I don't think they have better quality than us. We have a better attack than them, and they only have a better defensive line than us. They have better fullback, they have better center back, but even in the midfield, they're still looking for the right balance. If tomorrow they play Betancourt, Pape Matissa, and what's their third midfielder? I forgot.
Sorry.
Paulinho.
Betancourt, and then Paulinho.
Paulinho.
Any combination they have between those three, if they line up in a 4-2-3-1, it's still not balanced enough. We can take that midfield away from them, and that's why I think we should.
I don't see us winning a midfield battle necessarily, like the way you're describing it. Right? I think what's that famous Mike Tyson saying that everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I think we should do what we're good at. I think we should do things that defenders, right? We have Delete, Maguire, possibly if he plays.
Sean, we're not solid.
On the ball.
Sean, we're not solid. I'm sorry to say we're not solid. We can see.
Let us agree to disagree now.
We've only kept one clean sheet this season. Apologies. Sorry.
Sure. No, let us agree to let's agree to disagree. I think one of the I think fundamentally, like the platform upon which Amorim system exists or even can survive is the defense, right? So the ability of the defenders to track their men. So we saw against I forget who it was, where against Brighton, for example, opposing the 18-yard box, and Luke Shaw, was being heralded as a star player because of how he was tracking his own man. I think that's where we win or lose this game. If the three defensive pairings that Amorim selects, whether he goes with Maguire or Leniero, I'm not sure who he should pick. But I think that's really where the game gets won or lost, because that's the foundation of our system. So I think we should do what we're good at. We should do what we're best at. We should try and get Ahmad and Buemo on the ball.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem going long. If Buemo is strong physically, same thing for Cunha, same thing for Messi. So I think if Amorim, I think the idea he has is that like all these players are good in those pressing situations, right? And if they're up for it, I think like Ben was saying, we should do the thing that I think gets the most out of the players that we have. We shouldn't try to be a team that we're not playing through the middle or trying to do no. Everybody should be on its day and then play to your strength.
I don't agree with you when you say we should do what we're good at, because what we're good at is what Thomas Frank is going to prepare for. He's a pragmatic.
I think that goes without.
He's not going to care about what they do on the ball. But you are not going to outwork or out-aggress a Thomas Frank team. Right now, it's true he just came in fresh, but you can already see that he's giving them a certain element of intensity, of aggression that they didn't have.
But I think this wrong with Spurs, but I think there've been mixed feelings in the sports camp, to date. It hasn't been entirely a purely success story. Spurs have dropped some surprising points this season as well. So there's stuff there for us to exploit. If we're up for it. And so I think I don't know where this idea came from that every single game needs to be an experiment. As long as I remember, Manchester United had one way of playing, and even if you knew that we're going to go wide to Ryan Giggs or David Beckham or Ronaldo, you couldn't stop it because they were faster than you, they were stronger than you, they were more eager and more determined than you. So I think there's nothing wrong with doing what you're good at, and then may the best man win.
I think Mazraoui should be starting tomorrow. I think like a lot of people are saying I think Mazraoui, even though people are criticise Amorim's substitute for the Mazraoui sub, even myself, I severely criticise Amorim for that sub, but he actually came on, he actually did really, really well, people. I think he can actually help us drastically, especially if we're getting under pressure when the Spurs usually like to press high as well. And I think Mazraoui, I will say he's one of our best, players, the centre backs or right backs on the ball. And I think it could really help us and benefit us. I think if we start Leniero, I thought Leniero was a wee bit shaky last game, and I think Leniero was class. But I think as well as people, like, we've only got one game a week. We need to start rotating the squad, like, especially in the centre backs roles as well. Like, I'd probably even give, if you want to start Lenny Euro and say Delit, maybe even give Luke Shaw rest and maybe start Mazraoui in the left-sided centre back. But I think tomorrow, though, a lot of people, I don't know what a lot of people are going to agree, like, with the panel and stuff in the chat. I think we need to seriously press them, though, when they're playing out from the back, because, you think about it, they've got Pedro Porro, who's literally a shaky footballer when he gets on the ball and he gets pressed. They've got Udogie, the left back. I think he's back now. He was injured for a while, but I think if we press them high, severely, I think we could actually think that's how it's going to win tomorrow, is because if we just let them have the ball and play the mid block, yes, obviously playing compact is good because Spurs haven't been really creating many chances over these last few games. Like, their XG has been absolutely dreadful. So if we play compact but press high, I think we could take the game to Spurs. And like I said, man, I'm gonna be with Bombay. I don't know if Bombay has said it already. I think we should start Mason Mount tomorrow. I think Mason Mount should be starting tomorrow. Give maybe Sesko or Cunha a rest, and bring one of them off. Sorry, bring Mason Mount off second half. And me personally, obviously, I'm gutted for Kobe Mainoo, but I love to start Kobe Mainoo, but sadly, it's not the case. But what do you all think about Mazraoui? Do any of you agree with me with Mazraoui starting tomorrow, or what do we all think?
I'm not particularly.
I was going to say, I think it's a good idea. I think I was on this show maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. I said I'm not too convinced by Euro this season, and so I'd like to see Mazraoui play. But I'm worried that Amorim hasn't given him enough time, basically, enough minutes to get any match fitness. I like the idea about Mrs. Mount as well. I suspect that it's to number 9. But that's also probably could happen.
So I wanted to ask the question about
One second, I just want to hear from Fullback and Java, so then we can come back. Let them have their say. So talk to me, guys. What we thinking? Go ahead, Bombay, and then we'll get Jarvis. Big up, Jarvis. Hope you well.
Big up.
Now we're going to give you what's happening, Job, from the get-go.
Cool. Nice. Thanks.
What's happened before with Spurs is before we're still learning about whether Manchester United have truly turned the corner. It seems that this is a better team. We're starting to get one of the tens dropping in, defense understanding their job in terms of the pressing higher. The width is coming now from the fullbacks more and more. So we're functioning with more clarity. So I think this game is a little bit different to what's gone before, and inconsistent. They blew away Burnley 3-0 start of the season, followed that up with an impressive performance against City where their midfield just hunted in threes, impacts very high. City making a lot of mistakes, getting dispossessed, and they won the game. And then they dropped points. Against Wolves. Their home form is poor, but the away form is relatively decent. Then they drew with Brighton. Then they got beat by Chelsea. Then they got beat by Villa. So it's up and down. Thomas Frank is still not proven he's the answer. So they're still finding their feet, and I think we're finding our feet. We're going through a decent patch of form. I don't know. I find it hard to drop Cunha because of what he's given us. He gives us a lot. When he drops in, he works his ass off, and he's able to, get the ball and drag us up the pitch. So, as much as I find it hard to drop Cunha, but I think if our midfield functions like it should, with the three, theirs is strong, but they're conceding goals. They don't keep clean sheets. Everybody's scoring against them.
Yeah, but saying that they have conceded 8 goals for the season, if I'm not mistaken. That's the 3rd fewest goal that anybody else conceded. I think they're right behind City and Arsenal. So I'm not too sure. That's not by virtue of just the personnel that they have in the back. That's also by virtue of the way they play football. So something we have to take into consideration.
So we've only played 8 games in this Premier League.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I think no, sorry, 10 games. And sometimes they're getting popped 1-0. So they're not scoring a lot of goals in every game. There's an inconsistency. They're still trying to find their feet. So it's there, man. It's 50-50. I think we have to compete tomorrow. One of the things, there was a drop off in the level of performance over 90 minutes against Forest. In the previous games, we earned the right, whether it was hunting the second balls, whether it was putting in the hard yards, to actually have the ball to play our football. You can't play without the ball. So if the boys are there and they put in that high level of performance, I think we do have a team that can compete. Casemiro, Bruno, and Cunha dropping in can compete. It's not only physicality in terms of the battle. It's about being smart in the center, cutting the passing lanes, being able to play around them and get out. And we'll have some decent width there with our wide men. And you know what? We are scoring goals. We are scoring goals. So the glass is, for me, half full because of the previous few weeks that have gone. But this is a 50-50 game. You know, they are not some run-of-the-mill team. They are impressive, but they are also underwhelming some weeks. Their fans are probably similar to us.
At home, they've been terrible, Mumbai.
I
They've
know
only
they have.
won one game in the league at home.
I know they have. I know they have. But that home form only goes so far in the argument. At a certain point, that has to change.
I agree. Yeah.
And their away form, that only goes so far in the argument.
Their away form has been
It's
brilliant.
good.
That's why they're up where they are in the table.
Sure, it has been good. But that will have to, these things will change throughout the course of the season. This could be the week that it does.
Yeah.
So
People, by the way,
50-50
just get involved in the chat. I said, can we break this hoodoo? I think we've not beaten them in 5, if I'm not mistaken. 5 games or something.
I think, bro, we can win tomorrow.
Break the hoodoo. Can we beat them tomorrow? Please get involved in the poll. And please, can we get to 100 likes ASAP? Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mumbai. Carry on, sorry.
No, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I just finished by saying, I mean, in the final against them, we were trying. They had one opportunity, one shot on target, and they won the game. Obviously, we couldn't break through. So these types of games can happen. Of course, we all want to win, but this is always, right now for me, this is a process. After the game is played, you will see how you feel. If you don't get the result you want, you know what, you might get a performance that you like, and it just doesn't quite go our way. Maybe a mistake. These things are going to happen. But I think, we're there we can compete with these teams now, and we're going into this on some decent form, and hopefully the Forest game, man, they realize where they went wrong with that one and they fix that.
Yeah, big up. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, first of all, big up, guys.
Big up, Jarvis.
Hope you have had a good week, and now finally the weekend Man United are playing, and everything is well, back to normal. And we are up against Spurs. We lost the 3 or 4 times we have lost
in the league 4 times.
Yeah,
in the league.
4 times in the league. So the stats are terrible. But Thomas Frank, new manager, so it's a clean sheet. It doesn't count. It will be interesting to see what Man United are actually doing. Stu and I broke the game down yesterday and talked about a lot of different things. But for me, I see the weakness in this Spurs team. I think it's Romero. I think it's a little bit too aggressive. I think Cunha could actually do a part on him, and hopefully he can drag Romero out of his area and make him foul him or get free kicks.
100%.
So I think that will be something to try to exploit. On the other side, I think Mickey van der Ven, I think is a little bit too quick. I think it will be a difficult game for both Mbumo and Ahmad on that right side. And Paulinho, he's the one to watch. He only played around 60 minutes against a poor Copenhagen team in the Champions League, so he will start tomorrow for sure. Another thing I've been looking at the team, and I think for us, I think one of the key elements is to this actually, I would say 3 wingers. You have Odegaard on the left. Jed Spence, he likes to invert, so he will be like the inverted midfielder from fullback. On the other side, you have Pedro Porro and Brendan Johnson. Both will try operate as they will try to overload our right side. So Cunha is not the best tracking back helping out. So I'm not sure what Amorim will do, if he will pick Dorgu because of this. Dorgu will be alone a lot of the time. Maybe Luke Shaw will help him a little bit, but he will be alone against 2 guys. So I fear that we will see Dalot again, because I think he trusts Dalot more when it comes to his defensive skills. But even though Dalot is poor, he doesn't block shots, doesn't block crosses. So again, I think our left side defensively will be the weakness. And, crosses, that's the thing to stop. But, that's why I think we have to start Harry Maguire centrally because of the area of strength.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
100%. I agree with
because
you.
I don't think we can stop the crosses. We have to rely on Harry Maguire to clear them. And same, we have De Ligt, and then we have Luke Shaw. Both of them, all 3 of them are actually quite good in the air. And then now we have Senny Lamens also, who can come out and claim crosses. So even though they will have a lot of crosses from their right side with Brendan Johnson and especially Pedro Porro, I think we will be good. And we have to try to attack behind them too. So I think Cunha will be key tomorrow. I don't think we will see the right-hand side as we are used to when it comes to Ahmad and Mbumu, as I said. So it's always interesting meeting Spurs. I don't know, guys. What do you think on the left wing back? Porro,
I
Dalot
think
or Ugarte?
I think Jarvis that we can win tomorrow's game. As far as I'm concerned, it's an even game if Amorim play his cards right.
Yeah.
Thomas Frank is gonna come prepared for the game, that for sure. So he's gonna come prepared to neutralize our right hand side. The reason why I don't think it would be a good idea to press them high is that we haven't had success in recent time with the high press. We have had more success in the low block. If we press them high, it's a team that is very athletic. If you look at their forward, Kolomoani might not be the best finisher, but he can turn on the burners. So even on the wing with Brendan Johnson, they have runners everywhere. So if we try to play that long ball, if you try to press them high, they play that long ball, knock it down in the middle of the pitch, and go straight to their wing, they're going to be behind our defense. We know that our defenders are not aggressive enough. So even if we press high, and we play, for example, like Harry Maguire, like you advocate, our defenders going to be aggressive enough to step in the midfield to make that gap up? I don't think so. So I think a mid block will be better for us in terms of this game. The reason why I want us to not play into their physicality is that
but Luani, we always play in the mid block now, right? I think one of the inventions of Amorim this season, right? One of the ways we've changed is that
the past 3 game only that he did that. Before that, I think we were still have the issue where we were splitting up the midfield and team were playing against us by just going on and knocking into the midfield.
I would say since Sunderland, maybe not the last 3 games, pretty much like the entire season, starting with Arsenal.
The thing is, bro, if you want to play mid block tomorrow, bro, you're literally allowing the crowd off the rip of the game just to literally get up and obviously pressurize. Sorry, not pressurize. Like cheer on, like obviously the Spurs players. Like see, as soon as that second half started, that Nottingham Forest, we literally were just playing mid block. We were letting Nottingham Forest have the ball, and look what happens. We concede 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes. And yes, the goals that we conceded were literally basic Sunday league mistakes. Like, you know, you can't be losing a header if 3 people are going for the ball at the same time. You can't be losing that. But I think I've watched Spurs this season, and every time a team has pressed them high, they do shit. They do shit all the time. Because why? Pedro Porro has been fucking shocking playing out from the back. I think Udogie sometimes a wee bit shaky on the ball, but Romero too, man. Like, you know, they haven't really got ball playing
Ben,
defenders come, you know.
Playing a mid block, right, is not necessarily exposing yourself, right? Playing a mid block is daring a team to break you down. And Tottenham does not have the creativity to break us down. They don't have Madison is
I don't know about that too. I can totally see Kudus like dribbling past like 5 guys.
The only creative player they can have in there playing in the number 10 position is either Xavi Simons or what's his name? The kid Bergvall. Those are the only creative. Yeah, I don't know if he's injured or not. But depending on how Thomas Frank decide to use Xavi Simons tomorrow, that's where their creativity will come from. But if we do press them high, we are not necessarily daring them. We're making it simplistic for them. They will just go long. And they have the athleticism to hit us when they go long. But their wingers are fast-paced wingers. They're not slow on the block.
But the issue is as well, like, you know, you can like mix it up though. Sometimes you can go and press high. Sometimes you can play a mid block and let them like play it from the back. But that's what I'm saying. Like, mix it up. I'm not saying like to always like press high like every like first phase tomorrow. I'm saying mix it up because, you know, obviously with Nottingham Forest it was a different, like, you know, Spurs are a completely different team compared to Nottingham Forest. But if we're pressing high and they have to go long, the crowd are just going to hate that. They're going to say, bro, why are you giving the ball back to Man United? We're meant to be the home team. You know, the Spurs. If I'm a Spurs fan tomorrow, I'm like, right, we need to be bopping Man United off the park here. Keep the ball, keep the possession, don't go long, and that's it. You know, and if we do that tomorrow, the crowd are just going to hate it. The crowd are going to get absolutely toxic for the Spurs players if they're just going to constantly go long, because Man United's obviously pressing has been decent and they can't get out from the back, obviously. But you have to mix it up. You can't always press high. Play it, you know, play a mid block if you need to, just at certain scenarios. Go high. Probably, do you know what, Luani? I would probably on the first few minutes of the game press them high, set the tone of the game, let Spurs know we're coming for the win, instead of going for the mid block and letting Spurs have the momentum against us. Go to them first instead of them coming to us. Yes, our defense have been shocking this season. Our midfield's going to get, you know, I'm sure there's going to be spaces tomorrow, but there's just no sense on us saying, look here, guys, you do what you want. We'll play compact, but I'm not here for that, man. I'm not here for that. You
see everything you just
said. Let me just come in there, Luani.
That's why I want Amorim to tell our players. I want him to tell our players to keep the ball, because Tottenham is going to be an overly aggressive team. That's a staple of what Thomas Frank team is.
No, but that goes without saying.
When they are aggressive and we keep the ball, we're going to lure them into committing some early foul. And that's the only way we can take, like Javi said, we need to lure some of those players into committing some fouls. And by then we can take control of the crowd. We can take control of the game. That's the only way I see.
Yeah, big up Iron Titanium. It says Ruben just said he might drop Bruno in the future.
Please.
You're not dropping Bruno. Listen, Ben might just.
I'm praying.
Big up. So people, this is the lineup. What we're thinking about tomorrow. Obviously, this is what the predicted lineup is. It's Vicario, Porro on the right, DJ Spence. Odogu's not playing really. He plays DJ Spence most times. Van der Ven, Romero, Paulinia, Bentancur, Kudus, Odegaard, Simmons, and Muani. He might play this team. He might be a different team. He might change Muani for Cleverson. It's not Cleverson. Richarlison. So that could change. He might play Sarr instead of Bentancur. So it could change. You know what I mean? He might play Johnson instead of Odegaard. So they've got things to play with. They have got players and a squad to play with. The thing about it is that we've got advantage because they played midweek. They played in a game where they won at home. This has been their most impressive results at their ground this season. So they could take a bit of confidence from that. When I watched the Chelsea game, the reason why they were bullied because Chelsea dominated them in midfield. Absolutely dominated them. And Caicedo ran that game. Go and watch that game again. Go watch the highlights of that game. So for me, what I see about Spurs is that Spurs, they like to, I'll just quickly show you with my arrow. Can you see my arrow? Can you see my arrow? The cursor? Can you see it? Right.
Yeah.
So they like to play this kind of like with the two centre halves. These two, they play a lot of diag balls. They're quite aggressive in the way they attack. Sometimes you see Kudus dropping back, Alderweireld. So what they do is they do the opposite movement. Kudus will drop back, Alderweireld will go up here, or Alderweireld will come to the ball and Kudus. And what they like to do is switch the play. And obviously the two fullbacks go high. Porro specifically goes high. What they're then looking to try to do is get you lopsided one side and then +1/+2, kind of, what's the word? Overload. Yeah, they overload you. Now, out of possession, they're very kind of aggressive. They try to go for the ball and press. Paulinho is going to be very aggressive. Obviously, Mulwani, these guys, Kudus and that, they're quite good at like pressing. The biggest, to me, the space tomorrow is going to be in between here, the Spence and Porro. Especially Porro's not playing well at the moment. He's not form, he's not great. But watch him turn up tomorrow and have a whirl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
There's
know
no
what I mean?
guarantee.
Listen, so at the end of the day, for me, Manchester United have to play like we played at times against Brighton. But for me, it's that they're either dropping in these two. So Cunha, for me, Cunha and Mbeumo can't drop in. And for us to try to win, they're going to be used to it. Their two centre-halves are really good at dealing with a straight ball. So we have to, like Jarvis said, we have to try to get Cunha on Mbeumo, have to try to get Van de Ven or on Romero out of positions. And then people then can hopefully, maybe Dalot or Diallo. Diallo is playing. We found out this week that him and Amorim are related. They're long-lost relatives. He's playing, people. So I'm not even going to be worried about that. I'm not going to stress about that. I think, to me, if anything was fair tomorrow, I think Masraoui would start here. And Masraoui would give us something different, but he's not willing to do that. Diego Dalot will start. He's going to double down, no problem. But here's where I think where we did badly against Nottingham Forest. Both of these dropped in. Now, Mbeumo likes to play more on the shoulder. Mbeumo likes to really play more on the shoulder around here and wants to take people here. So the idea of asking both of them to drop, I think Cunha is the more natural player that drops. I mean, in terms of a lineup tomorrow, Sesko, apparently there are rumours that Mount might start and we might play Cunha with a false nine with Cunha and Sesko can come in the game. Did we do that at Anfield? Who did we play up front at Anfield? We played like two up front and Mason Mount played.
Mbeumo played up front, so we did.
Yeah, Mbeumo played up front. So, yeah, maybe Mbeumo, because I think Cunha, it's more when he goes up front, he goes missing. Yeah. He goes so missing because he prefers to come. So he played maybe as more of a number 10. For me, I have zero faith in these two off the ball. I think Paulinho will beat them both up, no problem. Benkante can run on the back of them. Zaha can trouble them. I think the only things that Xavi Simons, physicality, and that's why I don't want to sign any player coming from, I'm telling you this now, and I look at the camera, I don't want any player from the German league come to Manchester United. The way he's struggling, he's been played at the moment, he's struggling the physicality. The Premier League physicality is different gravy. I can't stress that.
Continue.
Different gravy. No way. That's why I don't want any midfielder or any number 10 from where? The German league. If you're going to go and get 10 number 10s or the midfielders, go and get them from the French league. 100%. So this is, to me, off the ball, these two are liability. Huge liability. These two off the ball. They say maybe drop Lenny Yoro and Maguire might play. Well, that means Manchester United can't fully press them. We can't fully press them because Maguire is a liability. He can't do. And Shaw to a certain extent as well because physicality is not there either. He's not as physical as he used to be. I think he's good at getting his foot in there, but he's not as up and down kind of guy as he was when he was younger. But yeah, they're definitely going to have a plan for us. They're definitely going to try to shut down Mbeumo. They're definitely, and like you said, Jarvis, they're definitely Van de Ven and these guys and Spence are going to try to lock up Mbeumo and Diallo. But can we overload to the other side? Do we have somebody else on the other side? Can we hit diags? Can Bruno maybe switch it here? But Diego Dalot, that's what I'm saying about Diego Dalot.
100% Nuruddin. That's why I will start Dogu instead of Dalot.
Yeah,
That's
he
why I'll
can't
start
even
Dogu
control the
because the
fucking ball.
situation,
Yeah, he
the
can't even
situation
control
that
the
we
ball.
have, right?
Yeah,
The situation that we have, our knockdown ball will not work against them because Van der Ven and Romero, they're not a Van Dijk and Konate. They're faster. So we have to, the only way we get the ball to our front line, which is deadly than theirs, is to carry that ball through the midfield. That's why Cunha will need to drop into that midfield. And we need a little bit more creativity because those long ball behind the Tottenham defensive line will not work. As for how they're going to attack us, their switch of play will not work tomorrow neither. Thomas Frank is going to have to find another solution. We're playing with 3 defenders. And if Amorim approach, depending on how Amorim approach the game, we might play with 5 defenders. So they're going to have to break us down through the middle as well. So it's something that will be a fascinating battle.
I gotta say something. If Sarr starts in one of the midfield 3 tomorrow for Spurs, I think it's tits up right now, people. Sarr has been probably one of Spurs' best players this season, along with Kudus. But I think if Sarr and say Bentancur and Simmons tomorrow, I think we're gonna lose this midfield battle 100%. Like, and I think we just need to do what Nerd and you said earlier. We just need to approach it how we played it at Brighton. And like I said, man, I think Mason Mount, even though I don't rate him, I think he's got to start tomorrow. I think how he played it. I dropped Sesko. Well, look, it's not that I don't rate Mason Mount, Nerdin. I just think this game and the way we want to actually, if we're going to sometimes press him up high, or if we're going to sit in the mid block, I think Mount could be perfect for us tomorrow. And bring Sesko on, man. Bring Sesko on. Like, you know, Nerdin, you have to think about this as well. Our substitutes over these last few games have been absolutely shocking. And that's not obviously down to, you know, well, some of them has been down to Amorim, obviously, with his in-game management. But players need to step up, Nerd, on that bench. They need to step up. I'm not hearing this, like, you know, oh, they're not playing well because they haven't got enough game time. No. If you're getting brought on the pitch, prove to Amorim, prove to fans. Like, if Amorim hates you, prove to us at least. Go on that pitch and give it your all, man. I'm just sick and tired of these, like, you know, substitutes come on.
Mason Mount is a good idea. If you're facing the prospect of a physical game, of an intense game, you don't start a system player. You start the players that are good on the ball. Those are the only players that can draw the foul. Those are the only players that can bring the tension down a little bit. So Cunha, for me, should be a starter instead of Mason Mount.
No, I would do Cunha and Bimbo and Mason Mount, because the reason why I'm wanting to start Mason Mount is because Pedro Porro, Van de Ven, Romero, Udogie, even Jed Spence at times, every time they play it from the back, they're just absolutely shocking. Like, they just sometimes they actually kick it out in the play and they actually give the ball back to, I think it was, what game was I watching? It was the Chelsea game. Spurs were absolutely dreadful because Chelsea were pressing them high up the pitch. Garnacho was actually one of the big. I mean, I hate Garnacho, like, obviously when he was at Man United, like, but he actually did a good job in pressing Spurs' back line because they were just shaky, always shaky in the ball. And look at the amount of possession Chelsea had. Chelsea controlled that game from minute 1, and that's why I want to start Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount offers us like, I don't know. He actually makes defenders, like, I can't even describe it. Like, they actually find a wee bit of a nightmare when they get pressed by Mason Mount, because he's actually somewhat decent at pressing because he knows his role. He does the basics when he's pressing, unlike Bruno Fernandes. But as much as I think Sesko's done relatively okay in these last 3 games, I thought he's done all right. I think the issue with Sesko is he hasn't got enough service, and that's what Man United strikers have always been. It's been a graveyard shift. But just leave him out for this game and then start him next game, 100%. I think Sesko coming on second half would actually give us a boost as well. But you know, you can't start Sesko and Maguire. I can't have Sesko and Maguire starting. Either one gets dropped and one starts. I don't know. I'd rather have Maguire start and Sesko on the bench. That's me, though.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you want to, if you want, who do you want to start as the number 9? Do you want to start Cunha or do you want to start Sesko? Because when you look at it, from a tactical point of view, playing Cunha in the 9, you take away a lot of
100%.
attacking power, because we know what Cunha will do. He will basically play the same if he plays as a right-sided number 10 or a left-sided number 10 or a number 9. He will drop down. He will try to receive the ball, turn with it, and run. So everything playing Cunha in the false 9. It will depend much on this form of the day, I would say, and are we willing to take that gamble? Because it can end up us not creating anything. Playing Cunha, we will be solid in the behind me, but we have nothing going forward. So it's up to Amorim to choose, but it's a choice he needs to make. And playing Sesko, we will have that one guy who will push in between those center backs, keep them back, because we got to remember they have 3 really strong defensive players in Palinha, Romero, and Van der Ven. So are we going actually to go into this game and rely on Cunha being the guy who can turn with the ball with one of them behind him and try to do something? For me, I think it will be difficult. I wouldn't do it if I was Amorim. I would definitely play Sesko, and I would take the risk defensively, because playing Mount will help out on our left wing back, even though we place Ugarte or Dallo, but it doesn't matter. I think we just got to take the chance. And as I said, the antidote is playing Maguire, and then we have the aerial ability, because Koulibaly, he's not a big man. He's not extremely good in the air. None of these Spurs players are. If you take away Romero and Van der Ven, but they won't be on the receiving end when they do attack. If they put us under pressure, we will fall into the 5-4-1 and be in control anyway. So if the center backs of Spurs comes up into attack on the receiving end of the crosses, and that will be mainly free kicks, corner kicks, set pieces. So for me, I would play Sesko. I think that's the most reasonable solution when it comes to this.
think Jarvis is right.
100% agree. I 100% agree with Jarvis, because we need to get away from the experiment of playing wingers as strikers, because then we're hindering the wingers on what they have as ability. If Sesko doesn't start, it have to be Xerxes.
I don't know. I like Josh Xerxes. I think Josh Xerxes, though, he's not awake at the moment. Josh Xerxes.
Can I just say, is this the team that we're looking for in terms of personnel tomorrow? Do we think that this is what's going to happen?
No.
Swap Cunha for Mason Mount.
Yeah.
No. I think I stick with you need that focal point. Jarvis is right in that. It doesn't matter if you put Cunha there or where Mount is, you're going to get the same type of performance. That's how he is. He's not an out-and-out striker, and you're going to need that space
against
occupied.
Against Liverpool, we did a bit like this. I think there was a split. This is what we did against Liverpool, really.
Yeah, it was
against
a split.
Liverpool.
Why do we want
Liverpool? And Mason Mount was basically Mason Mount. One second. Mason Mount was playing more in this channel. Yeah, United lost the ball. He was, Bruno was moving in. This is what was happening. Bruno was moving in, and then this was happening.
Bro, we are getting one of the 10s to make it a 3-man midfield, which is a tweak that is welcomed. But if that midfield battle, everybody in the back of our minds is envisaging a game where our midfield is going to get beaten up. Okay, well, we can go along. With Sesko, you can do second balls. He can win those headers. We've got men running in behind. That is a tactic. You want to play like that? If you put Cunha there, that effectively renders that obsolete, and now you're left with playing through them. So Sesko Cunha also is a guy that I think you're underestimating how he takes any ball, brings it under control, holds it up, and brings people into the game.
I would say to that, Bomaye, I hear that, and I think maybe on the flip side, you might be overestimating just how ready Sesko is for prime time. I don't think Cunha is there to retain possession necessarily. I think Cunha is there to help our press. So playing Cunha and Burma Mrs. Mount is to make sure that we can stay high up the pitch, and we can have quick recoveries, and we can press Tottenham, into their own half. If
Fine.
it works,
Now focus, Sean, with the ball. That's fine off the ball. Now with the ball.
no, so I mean that's the conundrum, right? I'm sure you've all seen all the analysis about how United are a much better team when we have less than 50% possession, and the more possession you give this United team, the worse we play. So I mean, I think if Thomas Frank knew what he was doing, he would just surrender possession to United, right? But hopefully tomorrow is the day that we figure out how to break a team down. So I think it could go either way. The Sesko or not question. Personally, I would lean towards not starting Sesko because I think I want to press from Cunha, Mrs. Mount, and Buemo. But on the flip side, I also want Amorim to be brave, right? And I feel like either way, I would judge him because that's my prerogative as a fan. But yeah, I think if I were to choose, I would go with Cunha and Buemo and Mrs. Mount. I think we need Mrs. Mount's energy just in the midfield to make up for Bruno and Casemiro.
Yeah.
Well, you
When we look at the games, right?
always
Everything
bring on the
works.
boys anyway.
One
When
at
we
a
look
time,
at the
boys.
game,
One at a
right?
time. One at a
No
time.
time.
Okay. Everything work as a domino. Everything work in a tandem. If tomorrow Thomas Franks can prepare for our right hand side in Mbomo and Ahmad, it will serve us not to make the game one dimensional, which is why Dogu should start. And once Dogu starts, you put in the pieces in motion because he is not clinical in the final third. His end product is not that good. We have to simplify the game for him. All he needs is to use the space that will be behind the Tottenham defense and cross the ball. At that point, you need somebody like Sesko because Sesko can out jump the Tottenham defenders.
Luani, have you seen Dogu make one successful cross in his entire time in United?
Yeah, no.
Have you seen him make one single successful cross? This
The
Dogu
reason
stuff
why
is all theory.
we could
I
also
seen
attribute
him
it
head
that-
the ball. Does that count? And Bruno score. I'll try
Yeah.
to score that with my own
No,
eyes.
the issue is that
Why Dogu? Why Dogu, Luani? What does Dogu going
Okay,
to bring
Because
that Dalot's
he
not going to
offers
bring?
he
What's he
offers
offer?
more in terms of, I know exactly what he's talking about, the athleticism.
The
And actually
athleticism.
he's
Yeah,
very good at finding
exactly.
the space. He's very good
Yep.
at finding the space. But he does this weird thing. I don't know if you all seen it.
No,
He does this
the
weird
issue
thing when
is
he's
not.
trapped. One second. He
Yeah.
does this weird thing when he's trapped against the touchline.
It's
He
shaky.
goes back and then he loses the ball. And then he's like, but what we're talking about is one guy who can't control the ball and one guy actually that likes to keep the width and actually that likes to have that space. And I know that 100% we can get them lopsided and switch the play to the other side. So that's what we've been doing. To me, in this system, the wing backs have the space. And when Dogu and Ahmad are on the pitch, we can vary it, finding both of them. We can give it a bit of variation.
Okay.
Because with Diego Dalot, we've got nothing. There's no connecting with Mount, no connecting with Cunha.
Yeah, I agree,
It's just a wilderness. It's just a
Yeah, no, but like you can't be maximally generous to Dogu and then be very ungenerous.
No,
I'm
I'm not.
Right?
I've just explained to you how he loses the ball. He just
No, so to
to me, my
explain
biggest
also the
hatred
reasons
against
why.
the biggest
Explain also the
hatred of-
reasons why Dalot plays, right? I think Dalot is just
No,
positionally
no.
more intelligent than Dogu.
No,
But Sean,
No, it's
Sean,
not.
this
No,
is
it's
my
not.
argument,
No,
right?
it's
This is
not.
my
No, it's
argument.
not.
We
Let me
cannot-
just
we
finish.
cannot-
Luani, please, Luani, let me just come in this season, positionally, on the ball, Diego Dalot has been absolute garbage. I repeat again, Sean, so that you can hear me clearly. Positionally, he's been the biggest liability on the football pitch. And if I'm wrong, please, people, speak up. Other than Sean, if drivers, you think I'm wrong. If Luani, if Ben, if Bombay, you think I'm all making it up. Speak up now.
I mean, you're not wrong, right?
Sean,
And
I said
you're not
Sean.
wrong. My entire point about Dalot is that no matter how poor that you think Dalot is, he's better than Dogu. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sean, this is where I'm coming from. Right? you are basing the fact that Dalo
That's
is
not my
better than
experience.
Dogu because
But can I just ask
Dalo,
you, one second, Lumani, can I just ask everybody, is this the team that we ring tomorrow? Yes or no? Is this the team that's going to be played tomorrow?
I'd love Dorgu to start instead of Dalo, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
okay.
Don't worry.
So the case I'm trying to make for Dogu is that we have seen what Dalo can do, right? But we haven't seen enough of what Dogu can do. Everything can be instructional. Like I said, it's up to the manager to simplify the game for Dogu. If you take Dogu and Dalo, the manager can give Dalo and Dogu the same instructions, but Dogu might not have the physical. Dalo might not have the physical ability to do what is being asked for Dogu. If the manager, as a left back, if the manager tells you there will be space in behind that Tottenham defense, all I need you to do is to run up, cross the ball, and then you can run down. Dogu has the attribute, the athleticism to do that. If you ask that from Dalo, he might not be able to do it to the same level as Dogu. Now, tomorrow's game is a game of intensity, and you need an outlet. You don't need to make us already more one-dimensional than we are already. So give us that outlet on the right-hand side that can balance what Ahmad will offer. Give us that outlet on the left-hand side that can balance what Ahmad have to offer on the right-hand side, and give Tottenham something to think about. If you make it too easy for them, they just
But the balance, to Ahmad is Dalo now. The balance to Ahmad is Dalo because Amorim wants, in theory, at every point in time, to have 3 or 4 defenders back. So Dalo, Ahmad is supposed to be on paper, right? Ahmad is supposed to be moving forward, pushing the line on the right. You can't have Dogu also doing that on the left as well.
You just said the balance to Ahmad is Dalo, right? Go back to the game we played last week and watch our passing sequences and the average passing. It's almost as an L shape. We are heavy on the right-hand side and then in the midfield, but there's nothing on the left side. Nothing.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Balance.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and do you know what's crazy, Luani? Where does we're criticizing our the left-hand side so much, man? Where does the blame go to? The owners. You know, they should have brought in a left wing back. The fact that I mean, in your spot, Dorgu. So I think you're slightly too harsh, Sean, on Dorgu. I don't think he's been great for us, like completely great. I think he's been average, probably. I'll probably give him the benefit of the doubt. I think, but he's a young kid, man. You know, you just gotta let him develop. Obviously, he's up against Dalo. He's up against fucking Shaw, Mazarawi. There's not really many players there that he's really competing against, because our wing backs aren't particularly great now. Let alone Ahmad.
I don't think Dogu
what's being asked from him. Look at what's being asked from him. He's been asked to run, invert, and shoot. He's done that. He shot a couple of times and he hit the frame in a game. But if you see that he can't do that, just ask him to do something different. So that's what I'm saying. It's all instructional.
Dogu is bringing a lot of chaos. When I watch him, he's bringing a lot of chaos. I understand what you say about the attributes, and even last season there was games when I appreciated him. But right now, the boy is just bringing chaos. Diogo Dalot, we spoke about this in previous weeks. I'm not telling you he's the answer. I don't think you have an answer for the left like you have on the right. You have what you have. Diogo Dalot, though, positionally, is where he's supposed to be in the context of the shape of the team, and he's just playing it simple and giving it to people like Cunha to go and do this shit. He's there to occupy. He's where he's supposed to be now. His end product and all that stuff, remember, he's a right wing back. He's not a left wing back. His MO is step over, get a ball in, which is usually good on the right, but he's not going to ever play on the right again because now Ahmad's there.
Yeah.
We all said that Dogo have an incredible preseason, right? If you're saying Dogo is bringing a lot of chaos, right? We have to put everything in context. If you are a player and you ask to come in the game, that is already ongoing for certain intensity. It's hard to get in a game done if you started it. So far, if any player...
So Luani, if I have to say a good thing for Dogo, right? I think I agree with you that Dogo brings intensity. Like, he's a very aggressive player, very strong. He puts a lot of pressure on the opposing defenders and opposing players. So if we're having a good day, right, and Dog is playing, I think he can be a very dangerous player. And there's a lot of potential there. So I want to make it clear that I'm not saying we should sell Dog or anything. I just don't think he's ready for prime time yet. Prime time up to and including the game tomorrow against Spurs. But if he surprises me, hey, no problem. I'm happy to be wrong about it.
He should be the third choice. He should be the third choice left wing back, man.
Yeah, big up people. Listen, I just want to get a couple of facts.
Go ahead.
Jarvis, quickly,
Yes.
where do United win this game tomorrow? Is the first goal vital? Because I look at the table right now, Manchester United at 8th, Spurs are 6th. They've scored. They're 17 points. I think we're on the same points, but they've got plus 9 goal difference. We've conceded 16. They've conceded 8.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We have conceded twice as many goals as them so far. But when you look at I know you don't like the XG table, but Spurs have overperformed. I think when it comes to the XG so far, they're +5, and we are +2. So I think they have done a little bit better than they should have. With goals conceded and goals scored. Obviously, since you're +5, you have overperformed. But as you said with the question, where can we go and what can we do? And let me just share with you this, guys. And as I see, we have 3 alternatives. Let me just bring out the first one. And you actually gave me an idea. I just sat here, made it on the spot now, Nordin. You said let's do this one. This one. This what you were saying, Nordin. Play Cunha and Mbumo as the 2 strikers and almost play in a 4-4-2. And I think that will be that. It's not a bad solution actually. I think it's actually a good solution because then you pin down both Van der Ven and Romero.
that's what we did at Anfield.
And you will force Polinia to follow Bruno all the time, and Bruno he's everywhere, so they will lose, the triangle of defensive solidity in these guys, Romero, Van der Ven, and Polinia. I think those are the best players in the team so far this season. They have performed the highest. They are rated the highest. Big players, strong players, and they are very very tight when it comes to defensiveness. So I think actually this is not a bad idea.
They'll just switch to man marking. They'll just switch to man marking, and they're comfortable defending 1v1 because of their physicality. So I don't think that will be a problem for them.
Well,
I see we could say the same thing about Liverpool, but Liverpool.
Like I say, Konate and Van Dijk are not Van der Ven and Romero. Konate and Van Dijk have lost a lot of pace. And they
were the best 2 center halves, one of the best 2 center halves in the Premier League.
Everybody have been walking over them this year.
Romero's not quick though.
We're dealing with a Tottenham team that's not only pragmatic, but it shows in the goal they consider. If you tell me that they have an XG of 5 while they conceding 8 goals, they score 17. That means while playing in a pragmatic way, they're still able to counter you and score goals. The only way I see that is they have the pace up front and they're not afraid to go long while keeping you, just scoring 1 goal. They don't care. They will do the pragmatic on us. They will do their job on us. We don't have to play into their hand.
It's interesting. Yeah.
I was just going to say, Nordin, this is one option. Playing Cunha and Mbumo as 2 number 10 is almost like a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Or a 4-1-3-2. Yeah. And the other option, as we talked about, is playing Cunha in the false 9.
I think he's bad, though. He's really bad. He doesn't get involved in the game. He likes to operate more from a deeper area. Unless you're saying to him to drop. But then you need Mbumo to run above him. So if you drop Cunha now...
Look at this. You have Mbumo always attacking this space. Yeah. And Ahmad will be basically up and down on the wing when you do it like this. I don't see it being fairly... It's not very dangerous. I think Spurs will be in control if you do like this. and
Ahmad is not going to win a duel against Jet Spence, you know. That's a difficult ask. And especially if Van der Ven is going to have to come and cover. If anything
he need to cover, but they have to rely on a player like Polinia to drop in. And this is Polinia is extremely good, being the third centre back, dropping down in between.
Facts.
So,
Yeah,
so I don't think they will have
very
any problems with this. I think they will do really well. That's just my take. Maybe I'm wrong. But the last option, as we talked about, is playing Sesko. And when you look at it, you see we are in this shape. We are pinning them down more, because Sesko will pin down both Van der Ven and Romero. We will give more space for Cunha to drop down, receive the ball, turn without the pressure all the time. You know, and if he got if he drags Polinia with him, okay, then you have Bruno. Bruno have space.
No, into the space,
this scenario.
You have a Bruno here.
One second, Lubanik.
No time.
So for me, I think playing Sesko is by far the most reasonable option out of these.
But Jarvis, can you acknowledge the trade-offs or discuss the trade-offs as you see it, right? Because this scenario you painted is when we're on the attack, when we're pinning them down. How about the trade-off in terms of pressing, right? So playing Sesko here, we lose something, and we're likely to find ourselves
quite good on the press. If you're watching, he's good.
No, but like he's not. What I'm saying is that like he's not as good as Mason Mount or Cunha.
Yeah.
So I think there's a trade-off. And obviously, it's worth spending a few minutes talking about, I guess, if you guys are interested.
Guys, let's be honest, right? Thomas Frank is not going to allocate 2 defenders to Sesko. It's not going to happen. He's at the most, maybe
at the back,
Romero,
you're +1 though. That's just the rule. Every team does it. You always just have +1. If you've got striker, they always don't leave them alone. They have +1. But go ahead.
+1,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just gonna switch to man marking. Then they'll not give him that respect, and he haven't shown anything. Quite honestly, this season that will let Thomas Frank allocate 1 defender to him. So they will give him 1 guy, and then Van der Ven or Romero, depending on who is man marking Sesko, one of them will be aggressive enough to step and pick up our. Either Bruno or Cunha.
Yeah. But people, big up Jarvis. Appreciate you. 3 different ways of Manchester United playing. Let me just give you some little stats about the game tomorrow, and then we should close out. Manchester United are winless in their last 7 meetings with Tottenham in all competitions, drawing 2, losing 5, losing each of their last 4. The last team to win 5 in a row against the Red Devils was Liverpool between 2000 and 2002. 2002, yeah. Wow, 2002. No side has lost more home Premier League matches in 2025 than Tottenham Hotspur. 9. Only in 94 and 2003, 10 in each have Spurs reached double figures for the home defeats in a year and in their last league history. Manchester United are unbeaten in their last 4 Premier League games, winning 3, drawing 1. Their joint best run on the manager Ruben Amorim, while United had last longer run without losing in January, February 2024, 5 games, which was also their last time they netted 2 or more goals in 5 in a row. So across all spells, with Brentford and Spurs, Thomas Frank has suffered 9 defeats in his last 16 home Premier League matches, winning 3, drawing 4 before this run. In his Brentford side, he had won just 7 of their previous 8 home games, drawing 1. Only Liverpool in 1-5-6 have had more shots in the Premier League this season than Manchester United, 1-5-3, and no side has had more shots on target than they have been. 66.7% of their shots have come from inside the box this season. 102, 153, their highest ratio since 2012-13, with 66.8, their last title-winning season. But to me, the quality of the shots Manchester United have been dreadful. So I'm not even going to that, because those stats make it look like the shots were dangerous. Shots were shit. Spurs have registered XG of just 0.1 in their last defeat to Chelsea. I hate XG. Their lowest league season. They're averaging just 9.7 shots per game this season, 97 in 10 games. Their lowest average in a Premier League campaign on record since 97-98. Only 3 teams have given lower proportion of minutes to English players in the Premier this season than Spurs, 7.8. Their lowest in a single campaign, previous lows 8.2, 2023-24. Only Southampton and Brighton 5 has Manchester United, Brian Mainoo scored more Premier League goals than he has against Spurs, 4, with 3 of his 4 against them coming at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Wow. So this is a Brian Mbeumo Stadium tomorrow, people. Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes has 53 Premier League assists since his debut in February 2020. Only Mohamed Salah, 64, and Kevin De Bruyne, 58 have more. He's assisted the last 2 away games, and he's looking to do so in 3 away appearances in a row for the first time since November 2022. So yeah, big up. That's the stats, people. That's the stats. Now, people, to get their score predictions done, we're going to call it a wrap. But let's get the score predictions in, people. And let me just give and tell you where we are. Have we got 100 likes yet? I don't think we've got 100 likes yet. We've been live for an hour and a half.
87. So
87 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen, people, can you please smash a like on the video? It's going to cost you absolutely nothing. Just let's get to 100 likes ASAP. Let me give you what the poll is saying. We asked the poll. Poll's been switching in between, infatuating. So can we break the hoodoo tomorrow and beat Spurs? 56% of you said yes, 44% of you said no. But this throughout, it's been 60, 56 at times saying no, 44 or 45 saying yes. So it's been infatuating. It's been either by 10%, either way. So nobody's really sure about what's going to happen tomorrow. It's our away record. Something's got to give. Their Spurs' home record is abysmal. Manchester United's away record is abysmal. So this we've not won away from home this season. We've not.
No.
We've not won. We not look like we were going to win any game this season away from home. We've been dreadful. It's got to be said. People just like the fucking video, man. It costs you absolutely nothing. But yeah, let's start with you, Bumbaye. I've shut down Bumbaye. He's a heavy breather, people. I've shut him down and he's muted himself even now. I'm trying to unmute him, but he's muted himself. Hopefully he'll come back. But he's a heavy breather. Well, let's go to Sean. Sean, where do Manchester United win this tomorrow? Give me your score predictions.
Where do we win? We win in our defense, and we win by Cunha, Mbeumo, and you better believe it, Bruno Fernandes having a good game. I'm going to be up.
Ben's going to spontaneously combust any minute now.
Please tell me about our defense. We've conceded twice the amount of goals as them. How is our defense that good? Where is this? Ben, seriously, I want to genuinely ask you this. Sean. Where is this perception that Manchester United have got a good defense? We might have good individuals, but we're shit as a collective.
I'm focusing on the individuals, right? I think our collective problems defending have more to do with like the overall team shape and just general synergy. But as far as defending goes, defenders,
a lack of
I think the
in midfield as well. Would you agree to that?
Yes, and I would just say that the team is not perfect, right? So of course there are weaknesses here and there. But on balance, I think we can give Tottenham a game. I'm gonna be awake by 4:30 a.m. tomorrow morning to watch the game. So I'm hoping that we come away with a victory. I think if we win, it's gonna be a solid, respectable win that will make all of us happy. And if we lose, it's gonna be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Honestly, I'm gonna go for a 3-1 win to United. Mbeumo, Bruno to get on the score sheet.
Hey, what's up? Everyone lost for words. What's going on?
What's up?
I'm going with Sean, man. 3-1 was came into my mind. Yeah, man.
Okay, go ahead, Ben.
Bruno Fernandes is going to get a hat trick tomorrow. Yeah.
He's still getting criticised by you.
I'm very joking. I can see a draw written in this game, man. I just think both sides they're just one side is struggling on something and the other side's better than that, and then the other side's struggling on something and then we're better than that. Like it's just a weird game, this, man. I just think both sides are gonna be I just think it's gonna go toe to toe, really. I think it's gonna be 1-1, my prediction. I'm kind of shocked with Sean's comments about the defense, especially after the Nottingham Forest game. But I really do hope we win tomorrow, man, because if we win, it's a 6-pointer, people. Like, tomorrow is so big tomorrow, bro, for both managers, because whoever loses tomorrow, honestly, the amount of stick they're going to get over this off season for international break, it's going to be crazy.
The stick only goes one way. The stick only goes one way. Nobody talks about any other manager who's having a hard time other than United.
Yes, I agree with that, Sean, too. I agree with that. But I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Go ahead, Luani. Where do United win tomorrow? How can we win tomorrow?
I think tomorrow, if we play our cards right, we beat them 3-0.
Wow.
But yeah, I do. I honestly look. I honestly do. Like, why? Because I watched them this season. They're not that good of a team. The only thing they have going on for them, I just think of them as a better version of what Brentford used to be, because everywhere Thomas Frank goes, he takes his system and his approach with him. So this time he just happened to be with a team that have a bit more of a quality, which shows that's why they have 17 goals and they conceding less. So they have the quality to punish us. But if we play our cards right, we'll beat them 2-0 or 3-0. We don't have to play into their game. We don't. They will be home. You're not going to outwork out intensify a Thomas Frank team at home. So we just need to contain them. We need to keep the ball away from them, frustrate them, and force them into making errors, or force them into, not by pressing them, by having them press us and commit foul. That's why we get our salvation.
Okay.
You don't watch long tomorrow, Nurden?
Nah.
And the good thing with this game is it's at 7:30 here.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
I don't even need to get out of bed, so I'll just stay in bed and just turn on the TV and watch it from there.
Wow, this man's got a TV in his bedroom. Go on, Lohani. Go on, Lohani. Man's not getting out of bed.
The only person that hate that is my wife. Because then she
hope you're not watching anything else on that TV.
Luani, you have to get up and go to the living room. It's the same thing. All this like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. games. You can't watch it in bed.
I need my pancakes. I need my pancakes and my I need my pancakes, my coffee in bed. Sorry, with Premier League. That's how 7:30 a.m.
So your wife, is she gonna be up? She might be up already.
No, she'll be up already. My daughter will bring me my pancakes. That's what she does every Saturday morning.
That's a good life, Luani. That's a good life.
Everybody knows.
That's the fruits of your labor.
His coffee and his egg. That's it.
So the wife's already out of the bed. Yeah. She's already like, see you later, mate. United are on tomorrow. I bet your wife's got the calendar early kickoffs, Man United, right? I'm out of here.
I love early kickoffs.
Who does your wife support, by the way? What team? Who's her team?
CT.
Oh my God!
I don't know what's worse, my freaking dad.
And then his son, Luani's son supports Chelsea.
Oh my days, Luani, you've had a stinker.
What kind of ship are you running over there, Luani? Come on.
But your daughter must be a United fan, Luani. Come on.
No, she doesn't want nothing to do with us.
That's the best thing.
Yeah. So you think 3-0. Jarvis, talk to me.
Yeah, 3-0.
Listen, Bombay, I'm gonna have to mute you. The heavy breathing is too much.
That's not me.
It's Sean. I think it's Sean. It's Sean. I think.
No, it's
No,
not.
nope. I'm muted.
No, it's
Nope.
not Sean. It's always Bombay. It's actually not Bombay, but it's the microphone thing that he uses. It just makes him his own. He's got his own world, his own universe.
Lord Peter.
I'm actually holding my breath just to make
Hi,
sure
but
it's on
here
me.
we
I'm
go.
at about 5 minutes.
I swear to God, it's like he goes into tunnels. You know, the microphone he's using, like it's like it's coming from like the deep underneath the sea. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
Did you hear that right then? That was not me. That breathing like that was not me.
no, when you're silent, the heavy breathing is just legendary.
I'm actually holding my breath.
Your speaker system, big up to you. But Jarvis, go ahead.
Big up, guys. Big up. No, I was going to say tomorrow. I think one of the key elements will be set pieces, without a doubt.
Stop that! I'm about to mute him. No, but that's enough.
Yeah, start Wader.
I'm watching the wireless TV.
That's the best. That's the best comment of the night. That's the best.
Oh my
Go
God.
ahead. People need
Yes, yeah.
anyone entertainment, man. Let's play that. Come on.
Smash the likes,
smash a like
people,
on
come on.
the video.
I was going to say tomorrow it will be set pieces. That's the key in both ends. So that's why I believe Benjamin Sesko has to play because of his height, and the same goes with Harry Maguire. I think it will be a close game and not an open game because you got to remember Spurs have a lot of injuries. In the former meetings with Spurs, one of the key players have been James Maddison because he's always finding that left wide pocket, dropping down, receiving the ball, and Jet Spence actually underlapping, coming on the inside.
Also, Kulusevski and Maddison
and
dominating us.
Kulusevski, yes, 100%. So it will be a different game now because of these key players are out of this game, and they don't have much creativity, but they only have Kudos, and Kudos. He's touch and go, according to Thomas Frank. He's suffering from a knock. He couldn't play the Copenhagen game, and I'm not sure. I don't think he will start. To be honest, I think we will see Brennan Johnson. So it will be like no creativity in this Spurs team. They will do everything. They will try set pieces, corner kicks, and we will do the same because they will be hard to break down. So my prediction is 1-1 and both goals on set pieces or corners.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong. I agree with you. I think it's 1-0 either way or 1-1. I think it's 1-0 either way.
That's what it is. Forget it. I'm not even bothering. Don't wake up.
I think it's half 12. When was the last time you watched a half 12 entertainment game full of goals, by the way? Genuinely, when was the last time we watched a classic game at half 12?
Honestly, bro, I can't even remember.
You're going to see one tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
It's going to feel a little bit weird, but there we go.
Yeah. People, we need 8 likes just to have 100 likes. I mean, we're begging for 100 likes. We've been live for an hour and 50 minutes. But yeah, I think it's going to be. I think maybe set pieces might be a play there tomorrow. I think he might refreshen it with certain players. So I don't think everybody that played on Wednesday for them in the Champions League will be able to play. Like I said, he took out Paulinho. Oh my God. Who's doing that now? Who's that?
I was muted. Are you blind?
Oh God, somebody else is taking the piss. But it is what it is. But listen, yeah, I mean, I don't see it. And to me, somebody's saying such a negativity. Please tell me what do you need to be positive about this fucking team, this football club. What? Please give me tangible things to be positive about. What are we doing here?
I can give you one. The game against Liverpool. That's a positive.
Against Nottingham Forest, who've been on horrendous form, who've only won one game in the Premier League.
Glass half empty.
Let me finish, Tron. You couldn't score fucking goals, and then they get a goal in 2 minutes, and then they bully us for the last 10 minutes of the second half.
bro, truthfully, do you think, considering what has gone before, serious talk now, do you feel that you've enjoyed a little bit more what you've watched recently? It's made a bit more
Yeah,
sense.
the home
to me.
games. Yeah, the home games. Yes, the home games.
Yeah.
I have 100% the home games. I've gone to
Yeah.
many home games and I've enjoyed it. I've actually enjoyed the way we attacked. I've actually enjoyed what we would try to do. The home games. Yeah.
You like
So
Away,
there's
dog shite.
something to be positive about. I mean, unless I don't understand
Fulham,
the
Manchester
language
United.
anymore.
Fulham, Manchester United only played for 15 minutes. I can tell you exactly what happened their away games. Other than the
that's before
Liverpool
we
game,
turned.
No, but we.
other than the
That's before
Liverpool
we turned
game,
the corner, bro.
this season the most impressive result has been the Liverpool game, and we were lucky. We had all our luck in one game. The guy hit the bar how many times? Or the post 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
He hit the bar on the post, right?
got unlucky
So
with our
Guys,
game.
currently, I believe we are a better football team than Tottenham. Currently, because we play better out of the press. We
their
are
away
more clean.
record,
We are
they've
more
gone
clean.
to
We have a
Everton
better
and
front
win.
line.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was before. It was before Liverpool.
I swear, man. I just sorry, Bombay. I swear to God, man. If I see one goal like what just happened at Nottingham Forest, man, I'm gonna go. Honestly, I'm gonna go absolutely mad tomorrow in this
We
panel
can't
tomorrow.
stop crosses.
We cannot.
Stop crosses.
The calamity on that defense last week, with DeLitt, Shaw, and you're all going to the same fucking ball. No one communicating. If we do that tomorrow and we concede, man, I am gonna go absolutely ballistic, man, because that is just basic.
Ben, you better
why
check
Harry is
yourself.
Go ahead,
You
Ben.
better
That's
check
why
yourself
Harry is
into a
so
mental
I hope
hospital
Jarvis.
already.
I hope
One
Jarvis.
second. Go ahead, Jarvis. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you guys just quick around the panel. Would you take a draw
No.
away against Spurs?
No.
Would you be
No,
happy?
because their home record is dog shite. United need to go
It's a
and win.
It's
We
a
need to go and win.
6-pointer. Because the reason why Man City are playing Liverpool and there's other Arsenal are playing against Sunderland, and I think there's another few good fixtures this weekend. I think yes, we have to focus on ourselves. We should be focusing on other games. But if we win tomorrow and say City win against Liverpool, we're ahead of Liverpool over the international break. Like that's a big boost, and it'll improve the players' mentality. They're like just everything. Like it'll just increase their confidence, and obviously for Ruben Amorim too. I think Ruben Amorim needs this result tomorrow, but Frank needs it too.
I think
I'll be
tomorrow's
honest.
draw is not the end of the world, man. Even at Forest, the draw wasn't.
I
the
just
end
want to
of the world.
report a little bit of breaking news. I just want to report a little bit of breaking news. Apparently, Kobe Mainoo was not spotted with a traveling squad. Him and Lisandro Martinez.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'll take a draw.
Jack Fletcher is gone in for Mainoo apparently. So Mainoo must have picked up something or something's happened.
He was injured. He's injured. Apparently.
You can't go into this game.
But he doesn't even play anyway. Why are we asked about substitute being injured?
You can go into this game thinking that their home form is poor and our away form is not very good either. I'm just going to put that aside. We're going in against a team that has good characteristics. They have good quality players, and they're in the same boat as us, which is why it's 50-50. They're trying to find their feet and build. If you get a draw, that's all right with me because I'm an advocate of building that mentality of the players up. That week by week, you know what? It's getting there. You're not losing games anymore, and that's important.
Yes.
If you win, that's great. Of course, we want to win. We want to climb the table. But this isn't a game to me that this is an opportunity. No. This is a 50-50 game. And at a certain point, Tottenham will click at home and we might click away. That is not just going to be the narrative of, for me. Obviously, you have to look at the performance. But if we get a draw and we know we gave as good as we got, we're not that polished gem yet. We've seen some positives and we're looking to build on them. A draw is not just for us, it's for them as well. They're our direct competition this season. We're not a top 4 side or a top 6 side. We're hoping we can get there or thereabouts, but that's their remit too. So it's 50-50, man.
I'll get a draw. I'll get a draw because at this point in our development, what I'm looking for is not the result. I'm looking for the performance. So if tomorrow we play a game in which we draw it, but we get out there by hanging on to dear life, then for me, we regress. So tomorrow I'm looking for the players to put in a performance regardless of result. So
the reason why I'm not really all for this performance bollocks is because there's been several times last season where Amorim's actually put in a good tactics performance and we never got the result at all. So do you know what, man? And I want Amorim to stay in this job as long as possible because I know the bigger picture. I know where my football club's at. And I think, Amorim just needs results, man. And that's it, man. Like I've seen enough performances as dreadful as he has been over his career, obviously since joining Man United. I think we just need results, man. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this, man, but it is a 6-pointer game, man, because you think about it, we then move on to Everton at Old Trafford, then we move to Crystal Palace away. This game and Crystal Palace away can justify our season. It really can, because the games after that, before AFCON, are winnable games. But see, after once AFCON hits, then it's sent over to Ineos, and then Ruben Amorim can then say, right, guys, folks, I've done my job. Get me a left wing back, get me 2 midfielders, and then we can progress on. But I don't believe it's going to happen. I don't believe Ineos are going to do shit over this window. But he's just got to win tomorrow. He's got to win. I think a draw is it's good on paper, but it's bad for the table wise and for Ruben Amorim.
I watched the stream midweek about you guys discussing about the impact of losing Amad Diallo and Mbomo to the AFCON. I don't think it's that deep, What I want my manager to do when he's sitting in an interview room and they ask him the same question, I want him to say that, you know what, to smile and with a straight face and tell those reporters that if Amad and Mbomo come back, they will have to fight to get back into the team. Because this will give him the opportunity to give another dimension to this team. Maybe work a little bit more on the players that have not been favored. Just work on another approach. Like give us maybe a midfield three of Cunha, Casemiro, and Bruno to give us a little bit more control and something like that, rather than just giving him a ready-make excuse just in case it doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for me. I mean, we could have talked about it. For me, the Kobe Mainoo thing we could have had, but we're going to have that conversation another time because I think there was 6 of us here tonight and we have to talk about United. We have to go into detail about the tactics, detail how we're going to play. Yeah. So we'll have to discuss it another time. But for me, Kobe Mainoo needs to leave Manchester United and go and find, because the way the coach is talking is laughable.
I don't think. But I don't think he doesn't rate him though. No, I generally from his body language, I generally don't think Ruben Amorim doesn't rate Mainoo. It's because he's up against I genuinely don't think he rates him. He is up against the king. He's up against the king. If you're up against the king, you there's nothing more you can do. He's talked so positively about Mainoo.
What was that?
I think all of that is PR. I really think that
it's the king.
I really think all of that. I genuinely think this is where he was lying. This is where we want to talk about the most honest coach in the world, but I think he's lying. He doesn't rate Kobe Mainoo. He doesn't rate Kobe Mainoo. I really don't think he rates Kobe Mainoo. And I think all of it is waffle because he knows there are huge sections of the Manchester United fan base that love Kobe Mainoo because of the way he came in. He burst onto the scene. He's the original bursting onto the scene kind of guy. How he was in a 3. He just doesn't rate him. And I think what's going to happen next season, I genuinely think that he doesn't rate him. He doesn't fancy him.
He's never spoken negatively about him, though. He's never spoken negatively about him.
He's giving him, to me, actions speak louder than words. You're giving him 50 minutes. 50 minutes.
This is up against the king.
Listen, we were playing against Nottingham Forest. Casemiro and Bruno both gassed out after 60 minutes. Yeah. They're both on their feet. We're getting smashed. Ellie Anderson is running things, and Kobe sat on the bench for the whole fucking game. That is laughable to me. Actions speak louder than words.
But it's impossible. It's been heard. He's up against the most undroppable Man United player in history.
Well, so me, it's a club's fault. No player should be undroppable. No player should be undroppable. But unfortunately, he's the poster boy of Manchester United, and we know we're a fake football club, so that's what it is. But listen, people, we've been live for 2 hours. We've not even reached 100 likes yet. I don't think we've reached 100 likes anyway, but big up to everybody. And I'll just give you the last poll before I tell you to go follow everybody. Let me just have a look at the poll, where we are. Let me have a look at the poll. So, yeah, 59%. So that means Luani, Sean, Bumbaye, all of you. The positive talk from you have swayed the audience, the URT audience, and now 59%. 60% of them are saying that we're going to win tomorrow. We're going to beat them. So, yeah.
Let's have it. Let's have it.
Hope you're not doing that with
Big
your
up.
TV.
Listen. Yeah, big up to everybody. There we go. Please make sure you check out Tactical Devils. Make sure you check out Jarvis on X, Bowley, BOLE77. Make sure you get Tactical Devils to 5K. The least you could do, subscribe. Go and watch him and Stu. Jarvis, what time are you going to be live? After the game or a couple of hours after the game tomorrow?
No, I think we'll be like 7, 8 p.m.
Okay. So Jarvis is going to go live later. You're going to get an instant match from me. Match reaction from me straight away. You're going to get that. I'm not going to do a watch along. I'm going to just watch the game in peace and just watch it. Make sure you tune in to Saeed. Saeed will be with Topes on the Big Six tomorrow. He's going to be in London watching the game. But yeah, make sure you check that out. Jarvis and that will be live about 7 to 8 to break down all the part of the game. So watch that. Yeah. Luani, big up Luani, Moan Luani. It's 1979. Make sure you follow me on X. United Trucker. Make sure you check out Sean Thomas at Sean Thomas on X. And make sure you check out his geopolitical podcast, How We See Things. Bumbaye, you'll only ever see him on Tactical Devils or on here. You never see him anywhere else. Make sure you check out Ben at Elmore39 on X and TikTok. And make sure you check him out on Twitch, Elmore20. But yeah, and if you want to catch us, there we are. That guy Red Devil underneath there. That guy Red Devil. But yeah, people, I hope United win. I hope I'm so wrong. Yeah, big up. There we go. Yeah, Tactical Devil is amazing to subscribe to Jarvis. Yeah, there we go. Big up. But yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting game tomorrow. I'm not seeing a really good game of football at half 12 kickoff. I don't think any of the games Manchester United have played. I remember maybe 2 seasons ago we beat Everton at half 12. I think we played in the Europa under Ten Hag. That's the only game that I really liked and enjoyed playing at half 12. So Manchester United, for me, I haven't got many memories in games when Manchester United kicked off at half 12 and we won. So all those things against us, but something's got to give. United's shit away record or Spurs' shit away at home record.
Yeah, you got it right, bro. Thunder Road, 11.99.
Yes, something's got to give. But big up, love, man. Big up Thunder Road, man. Big up to everybody because everybody's, by the way, like log in on YouTube because YouTube now is run by AI. It's effed up. We're shadow banned. And apparently I'm hearing things that they're taking out a lot of Palestine videos and stuff like that. They're taking it down. So yeah, it's crazy what's happening. Zionists, Google, man. F them. But yeah, free Palestine, free Lebanon, free Syria, free Iraq, free Congo, free Sudan. There's going to be a protest if you're in Manchester on Sunday before the kickoff between City and Liverpool. There's going to be a protest outside the stadium because the owner of Man City is directly involved in the genocide in Sudan.
Sudan, yes.
He is directly involved. The guy who owns Man City is directly involved with the massacre and the genocide in Sudan and the starvation. So yeah, there's going to be protests. Hopefully I'm going to be attending that. Love and light, everybody. Look after each other. Solidarity with all the different indigenous people around the world that are struggling against colonization, imperialism, the military machine, and fuck the Zios, man. Wherever they are, fuck the fucking Zios. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Sheikh Mansour. Yeah, he's directly involved. So look that up. Don't believe a word I say. Look it up for yourself. But yeah, big up. We'll be live with an instant match reaction tomorrow. Instant, and I mean instant. I'm gonna try to sort that out instantly, as quick as I can. But yeah, big up, people. I'm gonna watch the game at my neighbours, they're big Everton fans, but I'm gonna watch the game there and see if anything happens in peace. Love and light, people. Big up. There you go. United fucking Ireland, all we're there. Big up the Irish. Big up, Sean. Love. Take care, guys. Good night.
Big up.